Kentucky football fans were disappointed after the team lost 31-6 against South Carolina over the weekend. WDRB's Eric Crawford and Rick Bozich breaking down what went wrong.
The Wildcats went into Saturday's big game against South Carolina as 10-point favorites, double-digit SEC favorites at home, and came out a 31-6 loser. And there's not much good to be said about any of it. They had a bench starting quarterback, Bach Vandegrift. They got nothing done offensively. They looked undisciplined. They couldn't pass protect. And now they have number one Georgia coming. But worse than all that, maybe, they didn't just lose a game. They lost a chance to host ESPN's College Game Day. Listen to what Paul Feinbaum told Matt Berry on Sunday.
I'll give you, in Lexington, all the students were asking me yesterday, because Georgia comes there next week.
Yeah.
Hey, do you think Game Day will be here? Game Day was going to Lexington. I say that because, for Game Day to go to Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, I mean, they go every year, sometimes twice. They don't go to Lexington, but, once every 20 years or so.
Which, by the way, good for Beamer and good for South Carolina, because the spotlight's going to be on Columbia.
Yeah, he stole Game Day from Lexington.
Right, and he went in there, got the win. Mark Stoops is puzzled. He brought the Game Day bus to reroute its way to Columbia.
All right, so they've lost Game Day. They've lost momentum. They've lost what could have been a very good start and a lot of anticipation in this game. Lost some fans. What kind of mess are they looking at Kentucky right now?
Substantial mess. Yeah. When you look at their team, I thought there was a chance they could possibly lose that game. I didn't think they'd be, dominated like that.
No.
To only complete 6 passes in a game, when you have 11 penalties and 6 pass completions, that's a bad ratio. He had 4 sacks. Vandegrift didn't seem like he had much confidence. He did say he was playing with a little bit of a sore shoulder from a hit he took against Southern Miss, but he didn't look very comfortable in the pocket. And the running game isn't what it has been in the past. I mean, and South Carolina is really a middle of the road at best team in the SEC. So you're not going to get well against Georgia. Then you got to come back and I think play Ohio U, and then you get right back into that was in the third quarter. Yeah. People were walking out like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. They got some work to do, and there was a lot of grumbling and booing, and the students were pretty much gone by the start of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, and Feinbaum, as he said in his opening there, he was taking calls about people saying, how long do we have to wait before we can fire Shane Beamer? Well, now South Carolina's won a game. They'd barely beaten Old Dominion. I think Kentucky rightfully thought they were beyond this kind of beating by SEC schools that weren't Georgia or maybe, Tennessee or somebody,
Texas.
Top 10 type teams. All right, maybe that happens. But against the South Carolina, that's not acceptable, and it's not going to go for fans. And to me, one thing I feel like South Carolina is to Kentucky as Kentucky is to Louisville. They just seem to have their number, and they play well in those games, and they win them, and they take delight in winning them, and they sure spoiled things for Kentucky this year in this matchup.
That's 3 times in a row they've lost to South Carolina.
Right.
And, the one thing that we were talking about this earlier before we come in here, one thing that factors into it is that Mark Stoops is now 12 years into the league. He's the dean of all SEC coaches, and he's making $9 million a year. And I read a lot of stuff on social media of like, this is all we're getting for $9 million. When you get up to that level, that's what people are going to say.
Yeah, that's why there's so much pressure on us. So we'll go on. You can catch every episode of Overtime on WDRB+.
Download the app on your phone or TV today.